Yo, I just got a little hustle, got a little work, couple little jobs for the eyes, a little dirt, couple ends for my troubles, couple little perks, never took orders well, self-sufficient little jerk, lining up the sheep and preparing to sink my teeth in, the AKA's the wolf, for a effing reason, insomniac demon, hardly ever sleeping.
What's good, y'all? This is the WulfWords podcast. Got Keazy in the building.
Yo.
Got Dre in the building.
Yo.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, man?
Let's just jump right into it.
Yeah, let's get right into it.
Is marriage overrated?
Nope. As far as what?
I mean, I'm just thinking of in general terms.
Overrated as far as when people think it's peaches and cream, or they think it's bad.
Do people think it's peaches and cream? I think most people think it's peaches and cream before they get married.
Yes.
Yeah, they will always think that, but it's not peaches and cream. It's work.
Although I do think probably dudes don't think as highly about it as women do.
They don't.
We are on Instagram Live, so we may be getting some comments from our Instagram Live audience.
Married. Let me take my glasses off. Marriage.
All right, wait. First of all, Keazy and Dre are both married men.
Correct.
How long you been married, Keazy?
8 years.
11.
I feel like you've been married longer than that. That's it?
So, I've known Dawn since 2002.
Okay.
All right, so I'm the only unmarried dude up here.
Correct.
So they got a few years under their belts. I let me just get my perspective first of all. Like, I don't believe in the necessity of marriage. I'm not gonna say I don't believe in marriage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe that marriage is necessary. Like, if I could go my whole life and not get married and just be with a woman and just be with that one woman, I'd be cool with that. Like, I don't need the official part of marriage and the legal part and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that is this called feedback?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, it's called feedback.
Sorry.
I believe that I know this is an offbeat way of thinking, but y'all know I think offbeat about a lot of stuff anyway. That it even shows a stronger bond and stronger loyalty to like be with somebody without that legal binding and still be devoted to them,
Mm-hmm.
as if you did have that legal binding. It shows that that's just in your heart to be with that one person.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need marriage. Right?
Okay.
Now, pause right there. Do you want a committed relationship, though?
Do I want a committed relationship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Like, ultimately, yes.
Yeah.
Like, that's the ultimate goal. Yeah.
Right.
Like, I feel like that's the ultimate goal in life, is to have a unity with one other person to become one.
I agree.
The bond between a man and a woman, maybe to procreate, maybe, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That should be your ultimate goal, one of the main purposes you're here on earth to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I do believe in the idea of what's behind marriage. But as far as, like, having to have that legal part of it and all that, and ceremony, all that stuff, I could take or leave that, So
Okay.
if I were to get married, I'd be getting married for the woman, basically, not for me.
Okay. And would you be cool with that?
Would I be cool with getting married for her? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think what people do is
Well, depending on the circumstances, it's different. You know what I mean?
I understand.
Depending on the circumstances.
the variables, yeah. But I think what people do is they think something's supposed to change once you say I do.
Right.
But to your point, if you already have that commitment and that bond, you already have whatever you do, whatever you're going to have
Right.
prior to you even saying I do and going to the church or whatever.
Yeah. So I think that's where part of my issue comes into play, because some people get married, and I know a lot of women in particular get married to lock the dude down. Like, that's their reason, so that he's mine and that he can't go nowhere.
Right.
You shouldn't need marriage to do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's when prenups and all the stuff come into play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to me, that's kind of just the way I think about stuff.
Yeah.
That's kind of destroying the, not necessarily sanctity, but the genuineness of what marriage is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or what marriage is supposed to be.
Right.
That's why, for me, I feel like it's a shame that we can't trust people enough to not have marriage and feel like that person going to be as equally devoted. But I feel like in a perfect utopian world, that's what real devotion is. Like, you don't need any of these legal bindings and all this kind of stuff. You know you're going to be with that person going to be with you. You don't need none of that stuff for them to prove their loyalty and worth and or whatever. You know what I mean?
Now, I think, sorry, Keazy, cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But I think traditionally is just something, just for that reason. But if you want to take it as further as far as like for religious reasons and people, getting married under God and it's supposed to be how God loved the church is how you're supposed to love your wife, and it's a whole deeper meaning than that. So I think that's what it started out, people getting married for that reason, and you're committing yourself under God, so that has to be like that. You know what I mean?
Then in modern times, it
disappeared,
turned into all this other stuff. That might also explain. I mean, it all kind of goes hand in hand too with like the high divorce rate and all of that.
Yes.
And the high divorce rate is not even counting separated people. You know what I'm saying?
Oh right.
Oh yeah. That's
technically still married.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's a whole nother category.
So the numbers they say the divorce rate. I mean, I've heard is 50%. I didn't do the research before I came on here today. It's an impromptu podcast, but I heard it's around like 50%. So if we really factor in the people that's not even together or cheating or staying together and not swinging thing. What's it called?
Swingers.
We just talked about it last show. The dude.
Open marriage.
Open marriages. Yeah, stuff like that. Is probably going to lead to a number higher than probably like 60-70% maybe.
Well, I might push it to 80. Probably if you go push it to 80 with the separated and then open marriages, I would probably push it to 80.
Will Spady checks in on Instagram and says if you fantasize about it, it's overrated. That's a good point because like I know a lot of women are kind of like trying to mold it from birth to all they think about is like that's the goal to get married. You know what I'm saying? Which ultimately is going to lead to some form of fantasy about it.
And that's where you're gonna get let down.
Right.
And also, what men and women do a lot of times, maybe more women than men, is you get married to the idea of who you think that person can be.
Oh my God!
You have to marry the person right now, how they are in real time right now. You can't be thinking about potential. They could be better or grow, but you have to love or want to be with that person because you're going to be bitter at that person if they're not who you want them to be later on in life.
But how can they be sure that they get married to that person though? Because don't people oftentimes change after they get married?
But that's why you should do what Dre said and marry the person for who they are, not what they could become.
How do you know?
You know right then and there what they are, right?
I don't think people do. I think a lot of people don't. That's the problem. I mean, I think it's why the divorce rate is so high. They don't know who that person is, and that might be because they put in well, not wagging before the horse, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
like they
do all the marriage stuff.
It's kind of like what Dre was kind of leading into saying. The fantasy of it, they're fantasizing about what this person is. They're marrying the idea of this person.
Right.
And they're kind of skipping over, like, honestly, I don't see a problem with cohabitation before marriage for that reason. Like, you don't really know who a person is.
Oh, that's when you really know somebody.
Hey, Taji Aqib, I just want to know one thing, yo. Why all these questions?
Yo, some say I'm too outspoken, Taji be on some other bitch. Cancer shook, scared to quote it, bloggers don't want to publish it. Rather be that than the token, y'all dudes be on some rubbish shit. I'm trying to get that all in the open, on the table before expunging it. MC shunning it, fuck it, either way they ain't touching it. Either way all I want is scholarly pundits discussing it. I'm the hub of the mothership, but don't budge unless I budget it. Take orders from no man, I do what the